Recently I had to go through a big loss of like maybe 20 people. When I started thinking about it, I thought, well, it's one person. And I thought, well, no, it's more than that. It's two. And then I thought, no, it's five. And then I started thinking, this is like 20 over a lifetime, because I started putting all the puzzle pieces together that when you go through a narcissistic situation, first of all, they're not even real people. They're just doing a mirror. They weren't even real. They just tell you what they think you want to hear. And so they're actors or actresses, that is. And so these actresses, and if it's a friend, it could be an actor. So a lot of these people are just acting. You don't know the real person. They just put on a show, right? And so that person has to die, because it was never really real. They never existed. And then the real person that's behind there that starts to show their face, you're like, who is this? And I'm talking, when I say die, I'm talking about like metaphorically or spiritually or in your mind. That had to die in your mind, so don't misinterpret. So that person has to die. And then it reminds you of a girlfriend, a wife, another wife, or a family member. And it reminds you, okay, where did this pattern start? Oh, the reason I have this pattern is because when I was a child, there were people in my life that were narcissistic, but I didn't know it. And those people didn't really exist. And you felt like you were all by yourself, because you had people around you, but there was no real person there, no real communication. They were just putting on a show. They were just putting on what you needed, And with a child, maybe you have to do that because the child's not ready for the real world. And so so the narcissist mirror was fake. They had to die. The narcissist, the one that started to appear, the psychopath behind that, they had to die out of your life. And I'm not saying physically die. I'm talking about just metaphorically die. So they had to go. So you lost two. Just with one person, you lost two people. The fake mirror and the person that you didn't even know existed. The one that showed up after the scene, the psychopath. So then you started thinking about your past. Your first wife, your second wife, your girlfriend, this girlfriend. Those people had to die. Then you started thinking about your friends, your frenemies. Then you started thinking about coworkers. Then you started thinking about family, aunts, uncles, these people. And he's like, these people were all fake. And then you think about people at church that you went to church with. They weren't real. And it's like, you look, and recently I had somebody that I would talk to every day. She was like a guest where I work, and she'd be out there, and I'd talk to her for 2 years. I was friends with her. And she seemed to be real. But after she left, you realize she was the one causing all the drama, because as soon as she left, the drama went away. So so not only did you lose somebody that you talk to every day recently, other people went away. Then these people that you thought you knew from childhood, those people were not real. It's almost like everybody around you had to die in your mind. They were not real. These were not real people. Let's see what happens here. Let's just see if somebody pulls in behind her. Let's see how long she sits there. She knows I'm waiting because they got some gas. And let's see if somebody tries to pull in. We'll see what happens. She's backing up. Okay. I like to watch. I don't get mad anymore. Even if somebody ran in, I don't really get mad anymore, because it's just like watching people's behavior. That's all. So the narcissist false persona had to die in your mind. The person that appeared, you don't like that person because that person's a psychopath. You don't want to be around that. All the lies started coming up. Then it reminds you of your ex. She wasn't real. Your other ex, they wasn't real. The other one, or you might have had 5 exes. They were not real. Then it reminds you of your family members. Then you had some people you talked to about all this and they disappear. And it's almost like God is giving you a brand new start. Now you feel like Superman. You can see through people. Because you were able to see a pattern your whole life that you thought people were real. Now you go into it expecting them to be fake. And the person that you got used to talk to for 2 years as a friend, they go away and all the drama stops. And you realize they were even fake. But they understood what you were saying. And they understood about narcissism, but they were the drama, a friend. That was a nice lady, and I was friends with her, but I mean, it was just a friend. There was never anything to it, but it was just having a friend that you could talk to, and they're gone. And then you realize, hey, all the drama that was going on, it was because of her. Like, she was fake too. And it's like, wow. Then you think about friends or college roommates or whatever. You think back, these people were, some of their behaviors, you think these people were narcissistic. You had a lot of people that wanted to destroy you and wanted just to hang out with you to benefit from any advantage they could get. But then they were really frenemies or wanted to destroy you. So now you feel like Superman, because now when you go walk up to somebody, you're like, you're looking for all the red flags, right? It's really amazing stuff. So it's really not the fault of the narcissist. It's your fault if you let them pull you in, because you have to know that the Bible's very, let God be true and every man a liar. And if a person hasn't really developed their own identity yet, and they're still living in the flesh mind, then you know their agenda. And here's another thing. Everybody has their own agenda. And if their agenda and your agenda don't mix anywhere in that process, if their agenda and your agenda don't mix anywhere, if there's no happy medium, somebody's got to compromise. And if they don't want to compromise at all, and it's all about their agenda, you already know it's selfishness, which selfishness is probably narcissistic. And over a period of time, they reveal what they are. I'm seeing on the back of that trailer, oak. There's no coincidences in life. See that word oak on that trailer? Oak. I think oak goes back to tree. An oak tree, the old tall yellow run, been around the old oak tree. So you might have had fun with people. You might have had family members, you had the same bloodline, but actually a lot of your family members, they were fake. Oak something choppers. So the choppers is erased out. Everything in front of you is an object lesson. Like when I was around a narcissist recently, my leg, I was just kind of relaxed and she pulled my leg. I said, are you pulling my leg with all this? And all the red, is the grass greener? Some new grass. Oh, is the grass green? Oh, there's a third party. The grass, she's thinking the grass is greener. So so when you see the choppers erased out, oak something, that has a deeper meaning. That's telling you something. Something has been erased. Something has been erased. Oh, ridge choppers has been erased. Oak is there. Ridge is like a ridge vent. The ridge, a ridge, choppers, to chop down, chop. Ridge, chop. So you unfold that and you actually see it playing out in your life. And I'm going to have to look up oak. I think oak goes back to faith. Oak, like the old oak tree. Oak wood homes. I think oak goes back to Oak Ridge. Ridge choppers was painted over. no longer. So it's almost as if I had to go through one last narcissistic situation to become Superman, and now I can see them. I see them a mile away. All of them. It could be friends, it could be family, it could be dating. All of them. Complete grounds. Complete grounds. Everything that's happening is an object lesson. God is actually, the script is playing out. So this person who's trying to deceive you, you go over there and they got new grass. The grass is green. So that tells you, oh, they got new grass. They're probably got a third party. The grass is greener. They think the grass is greener on the other side. They're going to come back to you and say, oh, the grass wasn't greener. I'm sorry. Please take me back. I don't think so. Are you born again? Had you get saved yet? Did you really get saved? So the grass is greener. They're pulling your leg. Things that they're doing that you have, it's like, wait a minute. So the things that they're doing, they don't even know that it's actually what's in their heart and their mind's actually playing out here. So there's a refrigerator on the back of a trailer, mowing the grass. So even if somebody's thinking about you, it plays out. It has to play out. What's going on in the mind or the spirit or the heart has to play out here. And there's nothing new under the sun. So when you're dealing with a narcissist, it's going to play out in the shapes, the colors, the symbols, everything, fake reality or whatever. I promise you, what's going on, like here's a bag in the middle of the road. I mean, come on, bag of grass or something. As I'm talking, if I go home and I really meditate on this and watch this video, okay, there's a bag of debris or grass or twigs in the middle of the road. Guys mowing the yard, cutting the grass, trimming the grass. Oak Ridge, I forget what it was now. Oak Ridge motorcycles or something. I forget now what it was. Oak Ridge something. But anyway, I can rewatch this. So the ridge was erased out. Like right there, Forest River. I mean, really, when you really step into this spirit walk and you just go all in, you realize everything is spiritual. Everything in front of you is a storyline, and it is spiritual. D-O-T. Dot. That goes back to the blood. Department of Transportation. You can unfold it many ways. Department of transportation, to across port. So you're actually, as you're driving, you're going through portals, you know. You're going through your destiny or your destination, and it's like a moment by moment jump in a portal, because everything is now, everything's happening now. The only thing difference is the hologram's changing around you. And when you step into this understanding, you have to get by yourself and just really meditate and ask God to show you, and line upon line, precept. So you realize this is all a hologram. It's like there's a box, Brooks Furniture Express. So furniture, Brook, like water. Renewal by Anderson, renewal. And so when you realize this is all a storyline and this is all spiritual, you really step into another realm. Back of that truck said frontier. You step into a new frontier. You start to see everything is spiritual, everything is a storyline. And you know that God has your back, and God has put you here to flooring innovations. As I'm talking, you know, you're starting to see through this thing. It's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. Every bit of it is spiritual. I promise you, it's all spiritual. It's all happening inside, outside, the storyline. If somebody's trying to deceive you, it's going to show up You know, like I say, I finally got me some new grass. The grass is greener. Oh, so you've got you think the grass is greener on the other side, and in a month or two you're going to be calling me back crying. It's like, I was wrong, please forgive me. Or you might not you might be thinking it, but you're not actually, can't humble yourself to admit it, you know, that you were lying and cheating and all that stuff. And so, I promise you, everything that's going on in a person's heart is actually playing out in 3D. It has to. It has to. So when you Google witch, you'll see a bunch of bent up, her hands are bent. You'll see the broom, the twigs on the broom, to intermingle, intertwine, to tangle up, it's just crooked and bent and all that stuff. Yeah. Wicker. VIA is the way. WI is to take you out of the way. I decoded it. It's on my website. You can actually read that on my website. That's a 6,000 year decode that I can't talk about it on here, but you can read it on my website, because if I talk about it on here, they come after you, because this whole thing is Wiccan. This whole thing goes back to Genesis 3. The reason they say Wiccan's the oldest religion, yeah, it started in Genesis 3. It's based on lies. It's a false religion. Started in Genesis 3. Yeah, it is the oldest religion. Religion, not born again. See, Adam and Eve needed a covering, so it is a religion, because religious but lost is a real thing. Yeah, it's the oldest religion. Decepticons. It's really amazing, people. Fake reality bubbles. They get a kick out of it. They love it. I mean, here's the thing. They don't like real reality. They don't like real reality, so they have to create their own fake reality. And they want people pulled into that fake reality. If you don't believe that fake reality, they got to abort you out of their WandaVision bubble. It's a WandaVision bubble. They told you in the movies. They're telling you everywhere. So yeah, the oldest religion is the witchcraft religion. Genesis 3. But a religion ain't gonna save you. Only Jesus can save. Religion, Jesus alone saves, not religion. Jesus is eternal life. When you eat and drink, you drink of his blood and eat of his flesh, you're drinking of eternal life. When you eat down here, the snake is eating itself. You got the snake eating itself down here. If I eat grass, this is the creation, the creature. I don't have eternal life when I eat stuff down here. I have eternal life when I eat eternal life. That's why the Jews got mad at Jesus when I wanted to kill him.